Welcome to Storyflix. In this video, we will explain the story of Claire, an adult who is trapped in a dangerous game with a young man named Noah. Terror and threats also came from Noah. Can Claire escape from Noah's shadow? Let's follow their story in the movie The Boy Next Door. The Boy Next Door begins with a scene where Claire is running alone in the morning. But behind her beautiful face, Claire has not been able to forget the shadow of her husband's infidelity. It's been 9 months since Claire and her husband have been separated. Meanwhile, their son, who is already in his teens, was devastated by the protracted argument of his parents. Vicky, Claire's best friend, who is also the vice principal of the school where she teaches, advises Claire to divorce her husband. Turns out her husband had an affair with his secretary every time he went to San Francisco. But somehow, Claire still hasn't given up on her marriage. One reason is that she doesn't want to ruin her son's future with a divorce. One morning when she was about to take her son to the doctor, her garage door got stuck. Claire and Kevin couldn't open it until a pair of muscular hands finally appeared and helped them. It turns out that the handsome and sexy young man is named Noah, the nephew of their neighbor Mr. Sanborn. Noah is now living with Mr. Sanborn because he has to help him carry out a bone marrow transplant operation. Mr. Sanborn said that if Noah's parents died in a car accident, he was the only one left in his family. Noah said he needed some tools when he was about to help fix his garage, so he took Kevin to the supermarket to buy them. On their way to the hardware store, Noah says he's 20 years old, but he's still a high school student. When he was about to pay, Kevin saw the cashier named Allie, a school friend he had a crush on. Allie's attitude was a bit indifferent at first, but changed when she looked at Noah. That's when some of Kevin's school friends came and started bullying him. But Noah just looked at the boys from a distance. At home, Claire is so intrigued by Noah, who manages to turn off her garage. The two chatted for a while, and Noah looked like a lovely young man. The next day Noah helped Kevin to repair their car. Meanwhile, Claire looked at the two from her bedroom window. At that time, Claire did not think that she would be touched by the young man. Noah's body does look sexy. Noah noticed that he immediately glanced at Claire, but Claire quickly hid behind the window. Sure enough, while having lunch together, Noah showed that he was an incredible young man. Moreover, he was passionate about romance, something that didn't seem like a subject that young men his age liked. This made Claire so happy to talk because she was a literature teacher at school. Kevin and his dad, Garrett, go camping and fishing in the mountains on one weekend comes. Claire refused to go because she was still trying to avoid her husband. Noah, who realized that Claire was alone at home, came to her and gave her an old literature book as a gift. Claire was so amazed to see the gift. That night it was raining heavily, and Claire was in her room trying on a pair of heels. Wearing skimpy clothes, she looked at herself in the mirror until she decided to look at the house next door. Unexpectedly, at that time, Noah was naked in his room. But Noah realized that he was being watched from a distance. The next night while home alone, Claire gets a call from Noah asking how to reheat chicken in the microwave. Noah begged Claire to come to his house to help him. Claire, who felt sorry for Noah, came straight to his home in the pouring rain. The two end up having dinner together until Noah finally says that he is very interested in Claire. According to him, Claire is so sexy and beautiful. Noah also said that he realized that Claire was looking at him from his bedroom window the night before. Noah is sure that Claire is actually attracted to him. Claire tried hard to dodge, but Noah kept hugging and kissing her. Noah then whispers that a woman as beautiful as Claire should get love. Claire, who had been separated for 9 months from her husband, began to melt, and she did not imagine that she would make the stupidest mistake in her life. The next morning Claire woke up and was so panicked. Claire realizes that she made a big mistake by sleeping with Noah. As a married adult, Claire shouldn't have done that. That afternoon Kevin and his father returned from their camping. Claire initially did not allow her husband to enter the house, finally melted because Kevin kept begging. Inside the house, the two of them talked about their camping experience. But Claire's mind is now wandering around. While cleaning the dishes in the kitchen, Claire is so nervous when Noah comes and starts teasing her. Even when he was about to leave, Noah immediately squeezed Claire's back. That night while taking out the trash, Garrett tries hard to persuade Claire to get their relationship back. But neither of them realized that Noah was looking out of his bedroom window as if he was making plans to end Claire and Garrett's relationship. The first day of school begins. Claire, who teaches literature at a high school, is surprised by the arrival of Noah as her new student. Noah doesn't stop bothering Claire. After school, he kept stalking Claire and made her uncomfortable. Kevin is getting close to Noah, and that worries Claire. Sure enough, Noah was a bad influence on Kevin. He even taught him to shoot in the forest. Not only that, Noah begins to provoke Kevin to hate his father, who cheated on his mother and ruined their lives. That night Kevin started to say rude words to his father, and it ended their dinner in an argument. At school, Claire gets a flower delivery. At first, she and Vicky thought the flowers were from her husband. But when Claire called Garrett, to her surprise, the flowers didn't come from her husband. And she knows who sent it. Claire immediately looked for Noah, who was practicing boxing alone, and asked him never to bother her again. They were so intense that a teacher saw both of them. But Noah doesn't care at all. He only wanted Claire. One night Claire was driven home by Garrett. In fact, both of them still have a love for each other. Garrett couldn't help but started kissing and hugging Claire. Claire had almost melted until she realized and stopped him. But that night, Claire allowed Garrett to stay. Without them knowing that night, Noah was watching them. Claire and Garrett's intimacy makes Noah so angry, and he won't let Garrett get Claire back. All night Noah watched Claire's room while holding back the anger that had begun to build up inside him. The following day when Garrett left for the office from Claire's, Noah came straight to her with an angry expression that Claire had betrayed him. Noah threatens that the real war has just begun. Claire didn't think that Noah had brainwashed Kevin until Kevin became a dissident and instead went to school with Noah than with his mother. At school, Kevin was bullied by his friends, but Noah came and beat up the bullies. Noah was brought to Vicky's room. Vicky realized that Noah was expelled from his old school because he behaved very rudely. And sure enough, he was also very rude to Vicky. Kevin was dressed neatly at the school prom and was so happy that Allie wanted to be invited to dance with him. Allie said to Claire that in the men's bathroom, there was standing water. But when Claire got to the bathroom, how shocked she was when she read the giant sentence that says "I fucked Claire Peterson." Noah comes in and starts threatening Claire. She was so upset that Claire had begun to make up with her husband. A frightened and cornered Claire then kicked Noah and run away. This time, Claire knows that Noah will never stop destroying her life. When they came to school, Claire's students complained that they couldn't enter her class because it was locked. Claire opened her class and was surprised when she found photos of her sleeping scene with Noah. Noah had printed all the photos and hung them throughout the class. Claire was so panicked and put away the photos. The principal comes and wants to check all the mess outside Claire's classroom. Luckily, Claire managed to get rid of all the indecent photos and let her student in. The principal regretted Claire's recent performance, which had declined so much. Moreover, a teacher reported seeing Claire and Noah alone in the gym. Teachers should not be involved in any relationship with their students. After school, Garrett picked up Kevin and allowed him to drive. But they did not expect if the brakes of the car failed and make them crash. Luckily both survived the accident. Claire returns home to find Noah at their house, sitting casually with her husband and son. Now Noah is getting bolder to threaten Claire. That night Claire had run out of patience and decided to visit Noah in his room. Claire tries to beg Noah to stop everything, but Noah won't stop until he gets Claire. Noah even threatened if he still saved the video when the two made love. Obviously, that's the main key for Noah to continue to threaten and interfere with Claire's life. Claire finally told this to Vicky. Claire was really scared because she would lose everything, including her job, son, husband, and life if the video went viral. So Vicky and Claire decided to find the video. When she got home from school, Claire's car drove away, and as usual, Noah followed her home. But this time, Claire drove her car faster than usual. Noah tried to chase after her until he realized that the person behind the car's wheel was not Claire but Vicky. It turns out that Claire is breaking into Noah's house to find the video that Noah had hidden. Claire gets a call from Vicky and is told that if Noah knows of their trap, Claire must get the video as fast as possible. After searching the house, Claire found a camera behind the clock. Claire traced the camera wires and found a room in the basement. How shocked she was when she found her photo tacked all over the basement wall. It turns out that Noah has been stalking him all along, and he's obviously hidden all his photos and videos on his laptop. Claire also realized that Noah intentionally damaged her car so that Garrett and Kevin had an accident. After deleting all her pictures and videos, Claire returned to her house. Noah breaks into Vicky's house and beats her until she passes out. Vicky is now being held captive by Noah with her mouth gagged and hands tied. Claire then goes to Vicky's house, but the house is empty and dark. While checking in the kitchen, Claire is so shocked to find Vicky has been killed. Claire was so devastated by Vicky's death that she ran outside and got into her car. While trying to call the police, Claire is startled by Noah, who suddenly appears and pulls her out of the car. Noah says he killed his father and his mistress by causing them to crash in a car. It turns out that Noah has managed to keep Garrett and Kevin in an empty barn and intends to kill them both so he can be with Claire. Claire found Garrett and Kevin hanging in the barn. Noah tries to kill Garrett and Kevin, but Claire begins to seduce him. Whereas in her hand, Claire held an iron that was directly hit at Noah and knocked him unconscious. Claire tried hard to untie Kevin, but Noah managed to get up and beat her from behind. Claire was dragged all the way to the center of the barn. Noah often insists on kissing Claire and says if he just needs to finish off her husband and son, nothing else can ruin their relationship. Noah then takes petrol and pours it on Garrett and Kevin, intending to set them both on fire. Claire couldn't stop him because Noah was so strong. Claire was so panicked that she pushed Noah. Unfortunately, the lighter fell and ignited the fire. The two then wrestle until Garrett's hands are untied, but Noah shoots him right in the chest. Claire starts to get cornered, and she remembers that she still has her son's EpiPen. Then by using the EpiPen, Claire directly stabbed it right in Noah's eye. Noah, who was in so much pain, still had the energy to attack Claire until she pressed hard against his injured eye. Luckily Kevin managed to free himself, but he was beaten by Noah. Claire hits a lever and drops a piece of iron that hits Noah and kills him. Finally, the three can survive the psychopath. The boy next door closed with the arrival of an ambulance and police to the scene. Luckily Garrett can still be saved. Thanks to that incident, Claire was able to rebuild her family.